You haven't answered my question, Eve. Why are you looking around?
This is my house. Last time I checked. Why shouldn't I be looking around?
Well, it's just, every time you supposedly just stop by, you seem to be searching for something.
Searching. Fine. Fine. If you must know, I was looking for a little piece of paper to write Kevin a note on because he's asleep and I didn't want to wake him up.
Well, that's interesting. There isn't any little papers that I've seen in the couch pillows. And, there happens to be some right over there at the desk.
I know there's paper at the desk, but I was looking for my specific paper with my initials on it.
This gets even more funnier because every time you search for these things, you never seem to find them, but somehow you manage to find Victor's letters.
What's your point, Lucy?
Those letters are important. They may contain a way for us to completely destroy the Cobra project.
I'm aware of that.
Uh-huh. Well, I wonder if DV is, he'd be itching to get his hands on those letters if he happened to know they existed.
Well, then it's a good thing I found the letters. Hopefully we can get DV out of our lives for good.
Well, Scott and Victor are working on that as we speak.
Well, that's good news.
Eve, the letters aren't here. Scott took them to Victor, and they're working on them together. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a morning bottle to deliver to a very hungry little girl.
I always wondered what the local makeout spot was like.
You mean in the daylight?
Or the moonlight. I've never been here before.
Seriously?
What kind of girl do you think I am? I wouldn't come here with just anybody.
But you came here with me? Does that mean something?
I'm not really sure. I guess I was having such a good time, I didn't want to go home.
Well, of course, you haven't truly experienced this place until you've gone skinny dipping in the lake.
Frank! It's November. The water's freezing. You're crazy.
Yeah, I am. A little bit crazy, especially when I'm around you.
Oh, my gosh, Frank!
Oh, by the way, did you know that you're out of cinnamon? Fortunately, I remembered that in a pinch, not to make a pun...
Victor, I don't want to hear about your goofy coffees. I want some answers.
We should be hearing any time now.
Yeah, well, we've been up all night, It's taken too long.
Not really. If the agency determines that there are no bugs in the program, then they'll want to set up a simulation.
Every minute I'm away from Lucy and the kids is a minute too long for me.
Victor Collins here. Thank you very much. I'll be in touch.
Well?
It worked! We did it! Whoop, whoop, whoop! Every computer image generated by the Cobra project, we can block.
Now we're somewhere. Now how do we use this against Bordizzo?
You're just lucky I didn't make you come with me.
Okay, I'll admit it. I am very surprised you didn't drag me in with you.
I was tempted to. Except for the baby. I didn't want to take any chances with your pregnancy.
Oh, my gosh. I had such a good time last night. For a minute, I almost forgot about everything that's been going on. After I spoke to the house, I kept my pager on, just in case Neil needed me.
There's no reason you have to worry about him every waking second.
But I do.
I'm here, Courtney. I want to take some of the weight off your shoulders.
You know, the more time I spend with you, the better everything is starting to seem.
I haven't heard too many people say that to me.
Well, I'm saying it. I mean, just getting out of the house and going to a movie. Doing the kind of thing I used to do before Neil got sick. Really makes a difference. You know, suddenly I am starting to believe I might be able to have a normal life again.
I want a good life for Neil. And for you, Courtney.
What do you know about computer viruses?
Well, oh, what a splendid idea. We could dummy up some copies of the letters and insert the kind of virus that would wipe out the entire Cobra project.
I was hoping that's what you were going to say.
Well, it makes sense. And assuming that you're right about Bordisso's using Eve's son to force her to produce those letters.
Well, it's the kind of thing that Bordisso would do. I know that. I can feel it.
But I find it so hard to believe that she wouldn't say anything about this to Monk.
You haven't been around Eve lately. She's acting really strange. Something is eating at her, and she just won't let any of us in on this secret.
Maybe she's so preoccupied with looking for her son that she's just too emotional to think clearly.
But I understand what she's going through, but we can't let her help Bordisso.
Well, then we have to speak to her.
No, Victor. We can't confront her right now.
Well, we have to, for her own safety. If we intend to use her as a double agent to pass those phony letters to Bordisso...
Look, I care about Eve. I care a lot about her. That's why I'm going to put my best goon on her right now. But we can't take the chance of letting her in on this because she would tip off Bordisso.
Not necessarily.
What do you mean, not necessarily? Are you out of your mind? If she thought she was blowing the chances of finding her kid, she'd run to the other side like that.
Well, if you're right about everything else, you're right about that.
Yeah, well, now we have to move quickly. How soon can you start working on this computer virus to squash the Cobra project?
I'll get on it right away, just as soon as I've had a chance to speak to Kevin about Eve.
Well, I don't think that's a good idea at all because Kevin knows something's up, but he doesn't want to admit that Eve is lying to him.
Well, all the more reason why I should speak to him. He has to come to terms with what Eve may be doing, and maybe I can help him do that.
I realize this whole entire arrangement is really hard on all of us.
More than you realize.
Well, I think we're just all short-tempered and unhappy, and we're just ready to get DV out of our lives so it can go back to normal.
Yes, that's right.
Right. So what I'm trying to say is, if you feel I've been unfair in any way, I want to apologize. I'm sorry. It's just, I want this whole plan to work. I want everything to go really well with nothing messing it up.
Aha. You think I'm going to mess it up?
No, I didn't say that.
Look, Lucy, I'm not the bad guy here, okay? Although, frankly, I wouldn't put it past you to make me look like I was because you've done it before.
You know what happened before? That whole thing blew up in my face, and Serena got hurt. I made a mistake, and what I'm trying to tell you is I hope that you don't make that same kind of mistake.
Giving out advice now.
Okay, I give up. You're right. I am not even going to pretend to give a damn about you because I don't. What I care about so very deeply is Kevin.
Like I don't care about Kevin? I haven't stopped caring about that man for 1 second. Not 1 second, Lucy.
What's going on now?
Well, Doc, it seems that there's this game we're playing where Eve knows what's going on and we don't.
Lucy is doling out life advice now.
Which Eve either can't hear or chooses not to listen to, which is really too bad. I've got to go. I have an appointment, and Aunt Charlene's taking care of Christina. Don't worry. But Eve, while you're here and I'm gone, why don't you fill Kevin in on your busy little morning?
Well, I missed you when I woke up and you weren't there.
I wish I were still in bed with you.
Do you want to tell me about it?
After a nice warm shower and a cup of coffee.
I just checked on Neil. He's still sound asleep.
Good, then I guess no one will know we were out all night. They'll only think we went to a movie.
Well, I hope you took a hot shower to get warm. I wouldn't want you to catch a cold from skinny dipping in the lake.
Well, I took a shower all right, but I like the way you warm me up a lot better.
Well, then let's make sure you're really warmed up.
Courtney, do we have any...
Frank! How could you kiss me like that?
Frank, what is your problem? You stay away from her, you hear me?
Courtney doesn't need you to defend her. She's real good at making her feelings clear, all by herself.
I really miss you.
I really miss you. Oh, I miss you so much, and I'm not supposed to be here, but I had to come and tell you. Guess what? I caught Eve snooping around the lighthouse again this morning.
Of course. She's looking for the letters.
I know that. It's got to be that, you know, and so I even tried to be nice and get her to be on my side kind of and come clean about him. No such luck.
Lucy, the last person in the world she's gonna come clean with is you.
Look, I am not Eve's biggest fan, but I still don't get this. How could she be doing this? How could she betray all of us like this?
Because Bordiso is blackmailing her.
How?
With information on her son. He's putting the screws to her.
Oh, my goodness. Of course, it's got to be it. That's the only reason Eve would play both sides like that. Oh, Scott, you know what? If we were in the same boat, if our kids were hanging over our heads like that as bait, I think I might do the same thing.
I know that you care about Eve, but you cannot tip her off as to what we're doing. Not when we're this close to running Bordiso out of town for good.
Are we really that close?
Yes. I'll tell you something, Eve's the key.
You, still haven't told me what happened between you and Lucy this morning.
Same old, same old. Lucy will not forgive me for not telling you about the letters.
Yeah, everyone's patience is wearing thin with this.
I had no idea how complicated this was all going to turn out.
What can I do to make it better for you?
I'm not sure there's anything you can do to make this better for me.
Would you tell me if there was? Victor.
Mark.
Hello.
Eve, I'm surprised to see you here.
Kevin and I were just dividing up our CD
Victor
collection.
knows it's a phony breakup. You don't have to pretend.
Thank God. Oh, I'm so tired of all these lies.
Well, have you analyzed the letters?
It's quite a lot of material. I'm going to need more time. I have left the letters with Scott for safekeeping. I'll get back to them when I can.
I have to go now.
Are you sure you'll be all right?
I'm fine. Goodbye, Victor. See you.
How's she doing?
It's hard on all of us, especially on her.
Oh, that's understandable. She's tangled with TV before. She knows how dangerous it can be.
I'm doing my best to reassure her that Bordiso can't hurt her again.
Well, Mark, unfortunately, as much as one might wish that to be the case, there are no guarantees.
What are you driving at, Victor?
Mark, we know that Eve has had a relationship with Bordiso, may even have had a son with him. Is there anything we don't know? Could she be vulnerable to his manipulation?
I hear you, but I trust her.
I hope your trust is justified.
This week, a most unforgettable, heart-wrenching, emotional, One Life to Live, ABC Daytime.
Frank, I want to explain.
Save it. I've heard more than enough already.
I didn't mean to say that our kiss was one-sided. It just came out that way, kind of like a reflex.
Then how about correcting it?
Tell Joe the truth about us?
Why not?
Well, after all the time we have spent trying to convince Joe that there was nothing going on between us, how is it going to look that we're suddenly a couple?
He'll think I just won you over with my charm.
Right.
What's the problem?
Joe will be able to sense that there's more. And he will put it all together about Neil.
I want him to know about Neil, too. And the baby.
I thought we had agreed. Neil cannot handle this when he's sick.
There's no reason Neil needs to find out. I've thought about it. Joe won't say anything to him.
Oh, come on, Frank. If Joe finds out Neil is not his son, he will come right out and he will tell him. Your brother is not like us. You said so yourself. He doesn't believe that some lies can be justified.
Well, this time, I was wrong. Joe will do whatever he needs to for Neil's sake.
But why take the chance? What possible difference can it make to us right now?
This is all about us. We have changed a lot. We have a chance at a real relationship, Courtney.
And I want that.
But we have to be honest about our feelings, and we have to be honest with Joe about us and about Neil, or this is never going to work.
We can make it work.
Not unless we tell Joe the truth. That kiss that he caught us in was something that we both wanted. We're together. Neil is my son, and you are carrying our second child.
It's too big of a risk,
I want a
Frank.
real relationship, damn it. Not some sneak around in the dark like we've done something wrong thing. Either you tell Joe the whole truth, or that's it. It's over. Your call.
Victor has made copies of these letters with a computer virus added to the data.
That's brilliant. Oh,
Well,
that's absolutely brilliant.
yeah, no, I'm an idea man. So Eve gives letters to Bordiso. Then it ends the Cobra Project, and it ends Bordiso once and for all.
Wait a minute. If we're setting Eve up this way, aren't we also setting her up to betray Kevin?
Well, we don't have a choice.
But Scott, you know, he does care about her a great deal, and I just hate to see his whole world crashing down on him again.
We have to take that chance if we want to hit Bordiso where it really hurts.
You know, Victor, I'm beginning to think that Scott filled you up with some of his ideas while you were up all night.
Monk, he's concerned about Eve.
He's
and I am.
concerned about
Yes.
Eve. You know what? I'm worried about her, too. And by the way, I know that there's something going on.
Oh, thank God. Have you spoken to her?
I've tried, but she will not tell me. I don't have any choice right now except to wait for her to feel that the time is right to tell me.
Monk, you're thinking with your heart, not your head.
I'm aware that something is going on. My guess it has to do with the child that she had with Bordiso. Now, whatever it is, I know she loves me, Victor. And I love her. I have to trust that she won't betray that.
This is Eve.
Eve, did you get the letters?
No, not yet. I haven't had the opportunity.
It doesn't sound like you're trying very hard.
I am trying very hard. I know that the only way you will let me see my son is if I get you those letters.
All right, Eve. I'll give you one more chance before I take over and do this thing myself. And to show you what a good sport I am, I'll even provide some incentive.
What do you mean?
There's a tape in your VCR. Play it.